offline because I wanted the stream to be a little shorter today. I got some things to do. I got some projects to take care of. I got some things I have to take and finish. So I did a lot of the not complicated. I did a lot of the major decision making um outside, offline. I did this offline. So we're just going to be adding kind of like some finishing touches and some finishing stuff onto this particular scene to make it look, I don't know, a little bit more interesting. I'm not sure what to add, but I'm aiming for this stream to be about an hour, hour and a half, and I can be on my way. So, took care of a lot of the stuff that I have done already. So let's see some stuff that I've already taken care of. Let's see it before the render, or before it's rendered here. So I already got the limping person. I already got the banners, right? The banners are actually a cloth sim that I saved out to an MDD file, which is like a point cache. And then I'm looping it using a modifier in a weird way. So all these banners are it's just one simulation that I'm offsetting, and I made it loop. So now it perfectly loops. You can see here in the distance when it loops, it's gonna loop right when it gets to 600. You'll see that this one disappears, or they disappear there. See, and that's just because this is kind of being set back. You know what I mean? If we see that from the like an outside perspective, you'll see that it's like just the banners are moving, and we keep, the limping girl, in the front. The feet really don't match the floor, and honestly, I just don't care. So it's fine. It's fine. I don't care. But everything we have is looping so far, and then in the rendered view, you see that we got this. So when I was thinking about this scene, figuring out what I could do, what's left to do, you know, first I'd like to have the background be more of a gradient. Good day, Ferd. Good to see ya. Thank you for joining. So some final things I want to add on to this is, yeah, the gradient want it to be, a gradient, right, from top to bottom. I think I'm gonna make this kind of like a trippy scene, kind of like, she's going through some sort of portal. So maybe I'll make like an effect that goes into the portal and not really make it anything. These banners are just here. Maybe I'll add in some like pillars, so it's like she's way up high in the sky or something. So yeah, those are about the things. Gradient background, make pillars for the banners or whatever, so they make a little bit more sense. Um, and maybe make like a portal or a portal in the background that, I don't know, looks cool. It's like she's limping through or whatever. But like I said, I did most of the decision making already. I got the limping person. The Even the texture on there is like nothing. There's no texture on that character. Just lighting. It's fine. I just need it to be a silhouette. Um, and yeah. So I guess let's get started. Let's start with that gradient background. Oops. Start with the gradient background here. And yeah. But yeah, I've been wanting these streams to be shorter. I do them twice a week, and I'm not saying I'm getting tired of them, but they do interfere a lot with my sporadic work, my freelance work. I usually get contacted at weird times, and then these streams feel a little forced or I'm stressed out or whatever. So I still gotta figure out, maybe I should lower it to one stream. Or maybe I should figure out what I'm going to be doing on these streams. Like maybe change it up or something. Uh, Figure out a different thing I can do that I like doing. Uh, and I enjoy doing. You know what I mean? Like, that's what's important to me. So let's get this background gradient. The gradient looks like it's split up pretty harshly, right? It's like blue, purple. And I'm not sure why. So I'm gonna stretch this out. No, stretch this out. There it is. I'm not sure why it's so harsh. Like, why isn't it gradiating? Is it because the scatter I have? Let's see. Nope. The scatter kind of makes it nicer. Let me erase some of this stuff here. Anyway, this gradient, it's just, should I put B-spline? Let's see. It's just kind of weird, right? It's like super harsh. You know, it could be a variety of things, but I'm not sure what it is. Oh, it could be this. Hold on. Okay, I got it. There it is. There's our gradient. I think I have this hue saturation was I usually boost everything from saturation 2 to value 2, which blows everything out. But there's our gradient now. You know, I think I want this in reverse. So let's flip this. There we go. You know, maybe that works, maybe it doesn't. I'm not sure, but we gotta keep moving. We gotta keep them rolling here. This is the eyes are a green color. We'll make them like a maybe like a blue color. Do something like that. And then we'll actually mess around with the bloom. Let's see if we can make this bloom make a little bit more sense here. If we change the bloom color, does that? It's interesting how many colors you could just be mixing together. Okay. We got some sort of a gradient background. Um, let's color this ground to be something. Maybe it shouldn't just be black. Should it be a color? I don't know. It's like glowing. Let me put the emission strength to 0. Oh, is it not this? Is it just glowing because it's reflective? And maybe because of the specular? No. Because of the roughness? No. Why is this shit glowing? This is so weird. Uh, yeah, emissions at 0. I gotta ask, did you watch Kenobi? No, I have not yet. Have not had a chance. Did you like it? Would you recommend? Would you recommend? Do you like how it's going? It's like 2 episodes out right now, right? Okay, we'll figure out that ground level. I loved it, and yes, definitely recommend. Nice. I'm glad they're doing a good job. Yeah, I haven't had a chance to watch anything, like anything at all. I've been working, all that, man. But that's great. Are you excited to watch all the other Star Wars stuff? Isn't there like a show called Andor, right? And I think the Bad Batch 2 or something. And then yes, and then Kenobi's out. I'm glad it's doing well. I know sometimes they can really drop the ball on stuff like that, like those. All right, let's make these pillars, or actually, let's make this ground. Let's see if we can uh, Just do like this. Can you even see it? You can't even see it, even if it goes all the way down. Okay, it doesn't matter. I loved it, and it's so many things coming. Yes, so much Star Wars. Buy the merch. Yeah, so much Star Wars, so much happening. And since I loved Rogue One, and Andor teaser looked amazing. Nice. So Andor, I don't know anything about Star Wars. So Andor is like something that happens around the timeline of Rogue One. Is that what that is? It takes place before Rogue One because he dies in that movie. Spoilers. I'm just kidding. Just kidding. Just kidding. Okay, so it's a prequel to a prequel. It's a prequel. I think about 5 years before. Okay. It's the prequel's prequel. Yeah, kind of another angle on the formation of the rebellion. Nice. Okay, and then when does Kenobi take place? Does this take place after all the movies? Wait, no, it takes before. That's also a prequel. Are they all prequels? Kenobi takes place 10 years after Order 66. Okay, okay. And 9 to 10 years before A New Hope. And 9 to 10 years before 9 or 10 years before New Hope. Okay. Man. When are we gonna get a Star Wars that's after everything, huh? After every single movie franchise thing that is out. Give us a real sequel. Including the Disney trilogy and Force Awakens and the Last of the Jedi. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I guess like what usually turns me off from these franchises for me, but I'm also not the target demographic for like Star Wars and stuff. And this happens in everything I like as well. It's not just Star Wars, but they do a good thing, right? Hollywood does a good thing, and they make a good thing, and they're like, oh, how can we continue making this thing? But instead of like moving forward, we're just always following and doing the prequel stuff. Like we're going back, we're going back. Oh, remember back. Oh, let's go back. Obviously, the new Star Wars pushed the series forward, but we also just pushed the series forward for the Skywalker saga, right? I just there's so much Star Wars stuff that I want more stuff like Mandalorian, I guess. Just not Scott, not Luke Skywalker related. But at the end, what did they do? They made it, Skywalker related by having Luke come and whatever and get Grogu. But I'm also once again, I am not a target demographic for this. Don't listen to me on this. When I say not, yes, less lightsabers, more regular folk. Yeah, less lightsabers. And you know what? We can even do lightsabers, but just I don't know, Luke. We don't have to. It doesn't have to be. Can we do a whole different thing? Maybe. I don't know. Maybe that's dumb. I always feel we're talking about this because, like I said, I don't hate any of it, and I also am more of a, like I said, I'm more of a Star Trek fan. And Star Trek does the same thing. Like I wish because when they made the new shows for Star Trek, I felt the same way, right? So it was like they made Picard, uh, and then they made no, they made Discovery and they made Picard. And Discovery is a prequel, and Picard's afterwards, so maybe that's okay. But we're still doing like remember, uh, a bit out of the loop. There's not much of a loop, I think, for Discovery happens. Discovery happens before Kirk, I think, or during the time of Kirk. Like Kirk is alive, and probably going to the academy at that point while Discovery is happening. And I don't know about Picard. I know Picard happens in the future and stuff, but I heard Picard was terrible. By the way, I heard it was so bad. I haven't seen it yet, but I heard it was terrible. Um, but you know what? Like, so Voyager was cool. I like Voyager a lot because it's like, this is like the newest ships, and we're doing new things. You know what I mean? I would like a series that goes. It could even be a year after, 2 years after Voyager. Like, just go forward a little bit. I don't know. Yeah, I heard it was terrible. But yeah, just go forward, just go forward a little bit. You know what I mean? Just do stop going back in time. But I get it. You gotta please the fan base. You know what I mean? That can't be understated. You gotta please that fan base. Um, and I get it. You gotta make money. At the end of the day, a company has to make money, and that's just what it is. I don't. I can't blame Hollywood for doing these things. People complain to Discovery because it violates Roddenberry's ideal for the show, and that too. You know what I mean? Like, I know this is gonna sound. I feel start sounding like an old man. So I was watching X-Files, right? So that show was like made in the '90s, right? And for the most part, they have. However, I do like it shows how they inch closer to utopia. The wars and stuff just shows you can't make an omelet without cracking some eggs. Yes, yes. And how a utopia, could be just honestly the utopia whole thing could be just like a Federation propaganda. You know what I mean? Like these stories from Star Trek are being told through the eyes of the Federation, which in itself can be skewed to. And back on Earth, things are perfect. It could be some propaganda, which is like a thing. But I mean, I forgot what I was saying. I forgot. But Star Wars. So I mean Star Trek. No, I was watching X Files. That's what I was saying. I was watching X Files, and what I like about the X Files, what I'm enjoying about it, is that there's like some overarching story, right? But for the most part, it's like Monster of the Week, right? It'll be an episode, self-contained, and all that stuff. And I kind of miss that. You know what I mean? Like a lot of these shows coming out Netflix, this or that, they're like essentially, um, 10-hour movies split up into hour chunks. And sometimes I just want to watch a fun time within an hour, right? I don't necessarily want to be like, hey, what's gonna happen next? And X Files was fun and was great to have watch parties. Yeah, like I said, it doesn't. It's Monster of the Week. It doesn't have any overarching story. Same thing with Star Trek, right? Star Trek had an overarching story, but also had Monster of the Week. Like we went to this planet, and these are the weird philosophical things that we have to deal with, right? Um, yeah, can we go back to that? Can we have, or not go back to that? Can we have just more of that? We can continue having these deep, intricate Games of Thrones, overarching, blah 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 blah. Um, but can we have more Monster of the Week shows? And then they did what made all shows bad was break the sexual tension and have Mulder and Scully kiss. Oh, of course, they're just building that up all day. Every episode is just a lead up to that. Inevitably, don't spoil anything else for me. By the way, for X Files, it's my first real watch through. Besides like watching it as a kid. Um, but yeah. Anyway, all right. So I got some pillars. Oh no, no, no! I know that they kiss. My mom spoiled it for me. I think she told me, she told me, she told me that they ended up kissing, and I didn't know, and I was like, but then again, not even my mom spoiled it for me. The internet spoiled it for me. I knew this. I knew that show's been out for a long time. Well, good. Yeah, we're watching it in the way that it came out, right? So we're watching we're watching we have a list on how to do it. We looked it up. So we're watching all the way to season 5. We watch the movie, then we like go through a certain number of season 5, and then we watch like the side shows, like Millennium, I think it's called, and Lone Gunman, and we're gonna intersperse that, and then so we're watching it in release order. That's how we're doing it. Like if we're part of the thing. Um. Okay, so I got the background gradients looking good. Everything's looping pretty well. All right, let's make a weird, trippy, psychedelic tunnel thing. So let's center our thing here, and let's do this with a Taurus, a glowing Taurus. I think there was a very light crossover with X Files with a show called Strange Luck. Okay, I will look into that. Yeah, we want to do the whole experience. Alright, let's see if this will make sense doing it this way. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get these guys, and we're gonna hit Control N, and we're gonna Alt N, and we're gonna flip the normals because we're gonna make backface culling on. Let's go to the settings, backface culling. It makes no shadow. We'll do alpha blend. Let's get these normals so I can see them. Oh my god, we're working with such big numbers. Okay, there you go. All right, so the normals are reverse, so that's good. That's good right there. Let's see if we could put backface culling on here. There it is. Okay. So you can see the inside of the Taurus. So about your stream, you want to do other things? Oh, not necessarily. I mean, I don't know if I want to do other things. Like, I'm just after this one right here. I just want to switch it up a little bit. Like, I've been eating the same cereal for about. I have about 8 of these. So about. I mean, 8 of these particular, like, I'm making like candy colored art, right? It's about 8 of them. It's about 2 months. If I do. Oh, no, I have more than 8. But anyway, doesn't matter. I've been doing this for about 2 months, 3 months. Two streams a week. Uh, and I've just been eating the same cereal, and I just want to switch it up. Not necessarily that I hate this or I'm tired. Oh, I guess I am tired of this, right? But it's more about like I'm feeling stagnant, and I just wanna switch it up. So I'm trying to figure out what would be good to do. I have some tutorials that's been on the back burner for like ages, just on the back burner, not doing anything that I have to be getting to. I get you. Fall back to your grease pencil sketching sessions. Yes, I was thinking about that. I've been improving on my. I bought these. I've been doing a lot of I've been doing a lot of drawing, right? So I've been buying like I bought these fountain pens. Let's see if I can show it on the camera. I bought these fountain pens. Maybe I'll zoom up on them. It's funny doing this. Can it zoom in? Can it? I don't know. It really wants to focus. Oh, I guess the focus is here. There it is. So yeah, I bought these fountain pens that I've been drawing with. I load them up with ink. I got the whole thing. Pretty affordable. They're the platinum preppies. Oh, let me unzoom this. You see the acne on my skin. There you go. All right. So anyway, I got like these. I've been drawing traditionally outside for like the whole time. I draw at night. I draw in the mornings. So I've been improving a lot, and it helps out a lot. I've been drawing traditionally. Not that I don't like digital, because I spend a lot of time on the computer. So sometimes I just want to be away from the computer and even like an iPad because I have an iPad too. And then it's just something with looking at a screen all day. And then I work on a screen all day. So I've been doing a lot of traditional drawing. So yeah, maybe I'll go back to incorporating doing more grease pencil stuff. Cause yeah, I guess I am starting to lose the fun out of making this. These first 8 were pretty good. I liked them. It was fun. But here's an idea. How about you scan and import grease pencil and work from there? I got a question on the energy balls. Ferd, I think that's the way to do it. I think that's what I am gonna do. And Darian, designing on paper can't be beat, really. Yeah, and I also don't want. I try to stay neutral on that debate. And the same thing with Android and Apple, like, or Mac or whatever. I'm just on the middle. I'm just like, traditional is good, digital is good. They have their pros, they have their cons. I like them both. I don't think one's better than the other. And Darian, you got a question about the energy balls. What is your question? What is your question? Let me make this material here. Yeah, I used to work in IT, and people always wanted me to get into the debate about like what's better. And I think it's such a nowadays with all the technology advancements, it's kind of a silly argument. I mean, maybe it's not silly. I just don't like having it. It feels like a pick a side, let's fight conversation, and less like discussing the merits of both. You know, same thing with like people ask like, oh, what's the best 3D software? And I'm like, oh my god, like that's once again, technology has gone so far, um, where it's kind of like difficult to have that conversation as well. Like all the software is really good nowadays. Cinema 4D, Maya, Blender, and Houdini, ZBrush, all that stuff. Evelyn, hola, hola. Good for you to join us today. And Darian, if you have your question, you can go ahead and ask. If I had Blender when I was a kid, that would have blown my mind. Yeah, you know, it's funny. I got Blender when I was like, ah, man, what was it, like 18, 20, and it blew my mind like I was a child. I felt like a child using it. It was amazing. And it's still pretty amazing. Sometimes I lose sight of the stuff that I can make, and like I move the goalpost obviously, and I always try to sit down and take a step back. My friends and my wife help me be like, no, you make fun stuff, and not anybody can do what you can do, but it's hard to remember sometimes. Okay, so I'm in a Taurus. I don't know if you're looking at this. I'm in a Taurus, and if I rotate this Taurus on the X, you can see I have like this effect going on. And I wanted to see if I can maybe make an effect uh, go in here. So let's do color. There it is. Yeah, I always think about that too. Like, if you had Blender at like a young age. But then again, you also need somebody to like help you, or you have to know how to be self-taught. Obviously, being self-taught is the way to do it. But like, um, I watched a tutorial. They were great. And how would you do the same thing with just lines or a path on a plane? I watched the tutorials. They were great. But how would you do the same thing, but with just lines or a path on a plane? So Darian, I'm not understanding your question, but so instead of asking it like, uh, tell me what you're trying to achieve. Like, what are you trying to make? And by the tutorial, do you mean the energy ball one, right? I assume with the energy material. Um, but yeah, just tell me what you're trying to do. Uh, like, what is the thing you're trying to make? So you're trying to make the energy, but appear more in like a line form, like a cylindrical thing. Is that what you want to do? Yes. Let me rephrase. Yeah, I think it's easier if you just say like what you're trying to achieve, and it'll help me understand a little better. All right. Let's see. Okay. I don't think I like this. Or maybe I do. But I gotta make sure this thing loops. So give me 1 second. So Darian, I'll answer your question. Just give me 1 second. But if you can rephrase it again, just so it's clear. But I'm gonna do one thing here, and then I'm gonna see about answering your question. Alright, so I'm going to insert a keyframe here. So let's put an eye on here. At the end, 360. So this should loop, right? Yes. Okay. I should probably go the other way. So let's go with negative 360. I am that. There it is. It's interesting stuff. Taurus. I want to make fluid energy flow, but with curves. Okay. I think I understand what you're saying, so I'm gonna go through it right now. Just give me 1 second, and we'll go through it. I just want to test out some of these materials. Interesting. What if we do this one? Interesting. This is fun. This could be like a trippy thing. Okay, let me go back to your question. All right, I want to make a fluid energy thing, but with curves. So let's make another scene here. I could do it in After Effects, but I want to try it in Blender. Oh man, if you have like a, because I think I don't. Now when you say that, now I feel like I don't know exactly what you want. But if you're making energy flows, right? So you have to, you could use curves, right? Like if you made a Bezier curve, right? And then you give it some thickness, you go into the geometry. What is it? Depth? Nope, not depth. Well, let's give it a material first. Let's give it one of these energy ones, right? There it is. Now we got to give it some depth. We'll hit play. Let's see, geometry. All right. Okay, that's not what I want. Hold on. It is depth. Where's the depth? Depth. There it is. So you have like a tube, right? And then you make this type of effect. I'm not like I said. I think you need to rephrase it one more time, or at least send me a link or something. And then you have your line with the energy on it. So yeah, I'm not sure. Not sure what you're saying. No, you're doing it. So yeah, you get a Bezier, learn about Beziers, make the thickness or whatever, and then what you want is for it to taper, right? So I think you can go to profile. I think you could do that nowadays. I think you can choose a preset here. Hold on. Is it this? No, it's this. This is the first time I'm using this profile thing. I think I've used it before. Alright, let me go back. Hold on. So usually what I do is I make another Bezier curve, and then I make it the... That's what I make the taper for it. I think it's called the taper object here. It's not bevel. So yeah, so I would get another Bezier curve, right? So I'll make another one. And then I put the Bezier curve on here. And now it's a little stringy or whatever. You know, we're playing it through. You know, we'll get the material, we'll make it brighter. Brightness. There it is. And yeah, and you'll use curves. You use curves. Use curves, use Beziers, and then if it's not moving, learning new things. Nice. So yeah, I would Google Bezier curves and tapers and stuff like that. And then you can, you know, make these things can be animated, but like I said, you'd have to look into this. Because there's plenty of tutorials out there that'll help you with this. You know, you got like a little wormy dealy thing. Use different materials. You know, put the effects on it or whatever. Um, but anyway, generally that. Look up Bezier's. Bezier curves. Bezier. Bezier. Okay. Let's see if I could finish. Let's see if I can finish the scene here. Okay. Let's go back. Let's figure out what I need to do here. Darian. Well, I'm glad I can help you. Point you in the right direction at least. Alright, let's see if we can make something interesting here. Now that we have this already keyframed, we can use different different textures. Let's see what different textures look like. So with a texture, let's do. I usually like to try and use wave. Wave's always fun. We'll put that on here, and we'll connect that on here. Oh, there it is. So this looks intense. Let's see if we can make it sharper. So instead of sine, we'll use saw. That'll make the line sharper. Or maybe triangle would be better. Let's do saw. Alright, if I add the detail here. Change the color. Alright. Oh. Not sure. Not sure. Right now I'm just playing around. I think it looks okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm also going to put in a color ramp in between here. This helps it so I can really control some of this stuff here. Like, it could just be these lines. You know, maybe it should be another emissions. What if we, because then we could do two different colors, right? Like this. We'll make it light here. Oh, maybe 2. Maybe this should be 6. Yes, 5. 5 is pretty good. We could probably make this a darker color. Bow, bow. If I rotated this, would this be stupid? Let's see. Rotate on the X. It's like, what if we rotated it like it's going up to... Give a little bit of... Give it a little bit of movement here. Let's see if we can adjust. Oh, this is gonna ruin my loop, isn't it? It is. Okay, we're not doing that. We're causing too many problems for ourselves. Okay, so I think what's happening here for me is that there's so much garbage going on the in the. I want to see if I can get it on the sides instead. So I'm gonna put a Fresnel. So input Fresnel, and we're gonna mix these. So let's mix that. Kind of give us a little bit more of control here. So it's brighter in the center. Maybe we could do a multiply instead. All right, and then we can inverse this. So let's go to color, invert. I don't know if this is any good. Maybe this isn't working for me because maybe it's not working for me because maybe we should just keep it simple. How about we use bigger shapes? And what if we adjust the camera? So let's go back to our camera. And we're just going to control it from here. Maybe lower the camera. Then we could put Suzanne a little higher. But she'll be out of the tube. We'll rotate her on the X. This curvature, maybe if we can... Oh, that's just happening, huh? Looks like the camera's not super centered. It's supposed to be, though. Let me get my camera lines out. I think they're centered. Yeah, looks pretty centered. Just looks a little bit tilted, right? Maybe it's just me. Yeah, I think it's fine. I like this. The only thing I don't like about it is that the tube should probably be thicker. So I'm gonna go to edit mode. If I hit what is it, Alt S, I think it makes it fatter. So let's see. It makes it fatter in such a ridiculous way. Oh my god. Maybe I have to be further away. No. It's just... Alright, cool, because now I can lift Suzanne a little higher here. Cool, cool, cool. I think this is working better. And it continues to loop. Still don't know about the texture. We're gonna continue working on that. I still need to figure out the material for this. So let's give this a black material. Nope. How about walking to the light? Looks kind of cool. Kinda. Maybe if we like lowered it. Kinda. Looks okay. Looks subpar. All right, let's keep it going here. I'm gonna clean up my mess by going to X cleanup. Clean up all the materials I'm not using. All right, let's go back to my camera. Let's see where my lines are at. You can barely see them, but my lower thirds, this is that. Here it is. Could we make it so it's that? Oh. There we go. Maybe the camera could be... Maybe zoom in a little more. Maybe that'll be cool. Let's see if that looks good. Still working through, still figuring it out. What has been? Oh my god, it's already been an hour. So in the next 30 minutes, I'm gonna make all the decisions. I gotta end this stream early today. Alright, I don't know. Let's see it in real time. It's not going in real time. This is real time. Is it because she's not centered? Is that what's happening here? Nope, she's centered too. She doesn't feel centered, you know? Like, she should be like right about here. Yeah, that feels a bit more centered. Alright, let's figure out the camera. Let's go back to 50. And do the rotation. And then have Suzanne Lumen out here. Okay. Alright, okay, and then one last thing is I should make this a bit bigger. Just so I don't see the edges there. There we go. Okay. Okay. Alright. So let's make these decisions. I'm going to do it in 30 minutes. Let's figure out two things. I think the camera is just going to have to be what it is. Is maybe something in the background behind her So this is. I wish it didn't look this way because I just need something back there. I wish it would fade. I was having so much trouble with the fog, man. It was like super annoying. Like even this, like I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna open up a whole can of worms if I do that. So, ugh. Like this still loops, right? Great. Like maybe this background should just be not this. Not ridiculously crazy here. What if we did color? You know, or distance. All right, let's do color. I remember when I opened Blender for the first time, my computer did not handle it, and it was like such a simple scene. I remember it was like this ninja scene or something, like the ninja in a T-pose. That's the first time I opened Blender, and then I tried using it, and my head exploded, and I couldn't use it. I didn't have anybody to teach me. So I'm so glad there's so many tutorials nowadays. It's so neat. It's neat. Blender 2.60, I think, is the one I used. I think using the bigger shapes is what is going to help out here to simplify this thing here. Ferd, when did you start using Blender? How long has it been? Help me recall. I wonder if this would be cool if all this was like mirrored, you know, at the top. Let me do a couple to see what that looks like. Mirrored on the Z banner controller. I discovered Blender at 2.25 just as I was being open source. They supplied a serial key to be able to run it. Wow, that's awesome. You're like, I'm in the in crowd. I'm here. 2.28a was an open source version. Then going from 2.2x series UI change, 2.3 was huge. Nice. Got some history on there. All right, let me see where these banners are at. You can still download those. They're like, I'm sure they're so different. Like, that seems like a challenge. Wow. So that would have been 2003 or so. Download Blender release. Wow. 2003. Oh man. How old was I in 2003? Let's see. I was carry the one 14. I think I was 14 when that happened. And that's probably the time I downloaded it, honestly. Have I done anything meaningful with Blender in that time? Not really. I mean, you shouldn't just been keeping track of it all this time. Just mucking about. But mucking about is not a bad thing. You know, what is the ideal situation that that you want to happen? Like you make a thing out of it, you make a animation or something. Cause you're probably doing a whole lot of other stuff in your life. Alright, I don't like this. We're gonna take away these top banners. Delete hierarchy. Just mucking about. Nothing wrong with that. I did use it for a bunch of things at the studio test wise. Yeah. What is not, but like, well, you know, what isn't mucking about? Like making an artwork or something? Because I'll tell you, that's all I feel like I'm ever doing. I just feel like I'm mucking about and I'm not doing anything significant. The only reason it feels like it's something is because, like, I don't know, I posted or something. But I don't have a feeling of adapting a skateboard model in a 3D and then render out different angles and turning it into a Swift. Ooh, a Swift! Oh man, brings me back to use the Flash production show. Macromedia Flash. Now that's a name. That's a name I haven't heard in a while. Maybe we should make these banners bigger. So let's do that. Individual origins. Yes, I think this is what's helping. This helps a lot. Let's bring them down too. Screw those pedestals. Yeah, okay. I think we figured out I figured out what I like here. I'm probably gonna change all these colors in post. I don't want to muck about it in here. Muck. All right. Let's see what you're saying here. The show was called Carl Squared, about a kid who clones himself so he can goof off. That sounds very familiar. But this DNA sample gets contaminated with some of his dog fur, so the clones has some dog-like qualities. But yeah, the kid was a skater. Nice. Sounds super familiar. Let's see if I'm gonna Google it real quick. Carl Squared. Actually, no, I don't think I've seen this. But when I look it up, Angina Anaconda comes up. Was this the same creator? Maybe that's just a coincidence. I know it was the first one on Teletoon Canada. All right, I think I got. Let's see if it loops. Make sure it loops. I can only really tell if it loops in this view. So let's go in this view. And I gotta make some of this stuff invisible. Let me take this off. There it is. Alright, there's a scene here. I can see something here. Let me see if I can spot it in here. Yeah, let's get rid of the base. We don't need the base anymore. There we go. And then for the eyes for the monkey, maybe we could change it a different color. Alright, we're almost done, I think. Okay, let's see. The company that created, oh, the company they created was called Portfolio. We worked with them for years. They decided to produce their own stuff, set up their own studio. Did Cat in the Hat knows a lot about that. Probably the most recognizable IP we've worked on with them. Okay. Fun times. Oh. And now everybody's using Blender, right? I'm just kidding. Okay, let's see if we can animate the monkey now. We're gonna make the torus non-selectable. We're gonna animate the monkey be a little bit more centered here. Funny you should say, a few shops I've looked into the area using Blender for some of their animation work. It's happening. People are seeing the power of Blender. And also, Blender did a lot of improvements for people to, finally come around. Alright, let's do a damp track. Let's see. So it's always looking at the armature on the negative Z. So then when we move the character, Alright, what I'm actually going to do is, instead of, we'll do cursor to the armature, we're going to make a focus empty. We're going to call it camera focus. 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 I'm spelling everything wrong. Focus. Uh, and then we're just going to control the focus with this camera focus. There it is. So then now I can get the camera focus into the monkey. And I can kind of cheat it a bit. So it's looking further down, so when it's up close, it looks like he's actually looking at it. Okay, so let's render this. Okay. Unsure if it's using grease pencil or not. When you see stuff like I lost my body, which was done in tiny ability, it gives you hope. I lost my body. Let's see where that looks like. Show. Oh, it's on Netflix? I'm gonna watch it just because it was made in Blender. So the whole thing was made in Blender? Like the whole thing? Or did they just use parts? Cause yeah, if it was all made in Blender, I'm gonna check it out. That's awesome. That is awesome. Are they using 3D too, or is it just all grease pencil stuff, you think? They really pushed grease pencil in that. Okay. I need some grease pencil inspiration so I can change up these streams. Alright, let's animate our monkey real quick so we can finish this up with time to spare. There's some 3D. Probably more than you realize. Trust me, I could spot 3D a mile away. I'm always pointing out to my wife, like, that's a 3D car. Made to look 2D. Like all the cars in like Family Guy, um, The Simpsons. I'm trying to think of other ones. They use like a 3D model made to do the. Also, Rick and Morty uses a bit of 3D that I've seen. But they hide it pretty well and it looks really good. LOL, all the shows. You know, all of them. The Simpsons and Family Guy. Every single show. Alright, I'm gonna animate some of this stuff here. So let's get him at the starting level. Put him up here. We will put an eye here. I think Futurama kind of got that ball rolling. Oh yeah, I always notice the establishing shot, which is like the lab, the office, and with the rocket ship. Yes, I absolutely with the rocket ship. I don't know what I'm talking about. All right, I'm gonna get it real close here. There we go. We'll do an eye. We're just gonna do a couple eyes here, right there, eye, and then maybe we'll do another one. All right, and then we're gonna copy this keyframe. Let's go to our dope sheet. I think I may be able to finish this on time. What was I doing? There it is. Get this guy, and can we copy this here? We're back to our original. We're gonna go here to 1. We're gonna stretch this out so it lasts all the way till 6, and then we're also gonna change these to Bezier. And let's hope that that looks okay. Man, Futurama was great. I wonder if the new show's gonna be any good, huh? Alright, we're gonna erase this keyframe. We're gonna spread this one out. The only thing I don't like about this keyframe, wait, in the last keyframe? Oh, I guess they're the same. When it comes in close here, I'm gonna make it so the eyes are a lot brighter. And I think we're gonna finish it up here. I think I'm gonna do it, guys. I think I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna have a short stream. Heck yes. So I can recollect myself here. So I'm gonna do an eye on the eyes here. When we go up to here, right at the peak, let's brighten them up. And then let's bring them back out. What if we did a crazy number? Hold on. What if we did like... What if we did like 5,000? Like something insane. How about 10,000? How about 50,000? Oh my god, that looks ridiculous. We'll undo it real quick. I'm just curious what this looks like. Yeah, way too much. Obviously overdid it. Oh man. All right. I think I think I gotta call it soon. I got about 8 minutes left. 8 minutes to spare. So yeah, this stream, this particular scene, I did a lot of it beforehand. Like I said, I found a technique to loop cloth simulations, and I feel like I should make a tutorial. But like, who wants looping cloth simulations? Do you think somebody out there wants a looping cloth simulation? I was thinking about making these assets available to download, kind of like making a bunch of different flags, right? Like square or rectangular flags. So people could just put their own flag texture on it, and then they'll have like a flapping, looping flag that they can put in their scenes where it doesn't cost them a crap ton of computing power since it's already figured out, rendered, and all that stuff. So something I've been thinking about. It's definitely a very specific technique to loop a cloth simulation that I learned years ago. Years ago, I learned this. So, and I was able to bring it up. All right. Well, I think this is it. Ferd, thank you so much for the conversation today. It was very nice chatting with you about shows and TV and stuff. It's nice. Thanks for always joining these streams. I appreciate you hanging out. Thanks for the suggestion for going back to grease pencil. I think I will. I think I will. I think I will go back to doing that. I took a little detour making these little fun cotton candy artworks and stuff. But I think, maybe I can try and go back to do some grease pencil stuff and get back to the original title of this channel, right? Grease monkey, grease pencil monkey. Why? I've strayed. I've strayed so far. Um, Evelyn, if you're still watching, thank you for watching. Thank you, Darian. Thank you for asking that question. I think that's everybody who's here today. Nice quiet stream. I appreciate all of you. Ferd, once again, thank you, thank you. Evelyn, thank you. Darian, thank you. Take care. And yeah, this turned out pretty well. I'm glad I did most of the work outside of the stream here. All right, guys. Take care. Have a good one. I appreciate all of you. Goodbye. See you next time on Thursday. I will stream again. Goodbye.